Hello, everyone, guys. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is a 9.0 override. This is version 9.0 override. I repeat. So we're going to skip everything, all the introduction, dive right into the content. What you see is what you get. So if you want an introduction, you can check the previous live streams. So we have a lot of content to get through, maybe about 130 photographs. Let's just get started. Wow, that's new. So you take a look on the screen right now. We have a good collage of everything. On the right hand side panel, we probably see some things having to do with groceries, a lot of digital items, a lot of stuff having to do with groceries and equipment and mouse and electronics, storytelling and commentary above all these photography items, new equipment and so on and so forth, the receipts and so on. So let's just, without further ado, let's dive right into it. We have these on that side. Here's another collage of music, as well as finding some playlist emojis and creating the new emojis, as well as creating new events on the Facebook page. Over here, scouting out different places at the grocery store and different things to buy, never purchased before, as well as stuff relating to workplace and resigning from the workplace, having some parting gifts that I want to give people. Over here we have some, once again, stuff I purchased from a grocery store, new items like roti, as well as a place I haven't been to. So there's some drinks I haven't purchased in a while. And finally, we have something to do with scanning and printing, setting up a new scanner because a new printer, sorry, as well as once again updating the playlist, creating a new playlist really. Also, the scanning has to do with it's very important to scan, I have to say, because if I didn't get that printer and scanner connected, I wouldn't be able to print out the stuff for the workplace. So stoke reflections right now, we're 2 minutes in. We have only 13 minutes left remaining. Let's get started. Again, copyright notice, not my stuff. It is the nature of the wise to resist pleasures, but foolish to be a slave to them, by Epictetus. As usual, very epic. Copyright notice, not my stuff. Obviously, over here we're moving on to music, like you see in the live stream title. I don't actually have a recording today to show you guys. It's like before 5. It would just be a recording of me outside going getting groceries, and maybe my mother coming in to ask me if I want to eat some wonton or something like that, and then my brother coming in asking when to leave to see my cousins. That's about it. Something nasty in my throat. Dumb, Royce the 5'9", featuring Boogie. Great track right here that I have downloaded onto my laptop, playing by Groove. We move on to the side here. This is doing with a playlist, so I have created in Excel what I have an idea called Climax, Peak, and Summit. There's Explosion, the emoji that I would like to represent it from. So you see here on Twitch, Peak, Summit, and Explosion, Climax. So this is the new series I have to use on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and so on and so forth, as you see right here for the description. Particularly for the videos, Narcissistic Climax, Long-Waited Refurnish, Letter of Goodbyes, having to do with resignation for the workplace, unfortunately, but returning again probably next week. Get to that in a second. Now here's setting up new events, because once again, every 2 weeks, the Facebook event is the maximum, can only be held for about 2 weeks. So setting up an online as well as physical event. Technically, I should only set up it online. Then we have a posting, starting a discussion for one of the events as usual, something that I actually never do. So I said as usual, so that's pointless because it's not usual. This is the first time I ever posted a comment. Here's the event once it was published. This is the digital or physical one, I can't remember. Over here we have a message from my godfatherly figure, a volunteer at a hospital I used to volunteer at. So it says, "I love you, my dear son." She's had a tragic life, very tragic life. And I always think of her when I have difficulties and just say, if she can get through that, so can I get through my struggles. So appreciation, gratitude for her. Over here, just trying to document her message to me over on, as well as the event message on Facebook over on Excel. Over here we have once again showing this kind of event message, as well as creating now more of that same playlist, except on YouTube now. adding the relevant playlist videos, and setting it to public, and so on and so forth. Moving on here, once again, adding the video goodbye, resignation. That truly is a peak, a climax to 3 decades, years of narcissistic abuse, domestic violence, financial ruin, you name it. CPTSD. Now we have the collage, what used to be a thumbnail. This is obviously yesterday's stuff, having to do with playlist and so on and so forth. Here's a collage, once again, the emoji, the bang explosion, the event on Facebook, the message from my godmother, fellow volunteer at hospital. Moving on, more digital stuff, segment 6, phase 2 as usual. Something's in my nose, and it's disgusting. So photocopy to first aid or else as needed. This has to do with the workplace. So once again, just leaving a memo for a slip for somebody. I doubt they will ever do it because the gifts are probably taken already, but I had to do it anyways. And this is an email, apology and memo as to how the gifts should have been distributed, the USBs, the health products, the resources, but most likely, and the dialogue and the letters, but most likely it did not happen as should have been, and they could not have done any more. However, I had to try, so I printed out the Excel content list to give to certain people, certain departments. Doubt they did it, but that's okay, because that's my shortcoming as last week's outburst, unfortunately, due to a threat of livelihood from my own domestic guardians, from my father. Anyways, back on track, we have the printer and scanner that I had to set up today using HP Smart. I installed a new, also had to get rid of this really obnoxious new Windows 7 thing, Windows 10 thing that pops up on the taskbar, including the weather and current events. It's incredibly annoying, and the reason why is because it tends to take up so much space on the taskbar, which I'll show in a second. Here is the Jet Advantage. I'm taking too much time here, gotta speed up. There you go, you can see a task manager right there being filled up to the brim, and it has to scroll up and down. Ridiculous. Here's searching for wireless network, HP desktop, so on and so forth. Cascade Windows shows Windows side by side. Very annoying. Over here, HP Smart, the app itself from the HP app. We have Mid-Autumn Fest right here. Let's read it. Is in approximately 2 weeks' time. Pastries on Monday, best before date. Meaning behind mooncakes to symbolize the completeness in life, business, blah blah blah. Fellow staff relatives. So this is obviously the letter that I'm talking about. That I apologize in the memo for them what to do with the gifts. Most likely going to be skipped. Same thing here on the side. Get rid of them both. We have welcome to HP Start. Even using this app and so on and so forth. Some privacy, data collection, preferences to set, and of course we're gonna get rid of all of that now. Here's the HP desktop. Once installed, 3700 series scan. Logged into the account from my domestic guardian because this is not associated with my account. Okay, back to the workplace. So this is a document, Excel document of course all the resources that I've updated, including clinical psychiatry, interpersonal personality psychology from JBP, of course, Dr. Romani as well, Charisma on Command. Of course, that's on top of all the philosophical stuff like, I don't know, stoicism. Printers and Marcus Aurelius. Printers, scanners, once again adding a new scanner, new printer really. HP Smart pops up, and I had to take care of that. So there's the psychiatric resources for the company, and this is what it looks like on the Excel. I didn't capture that, I suppose. David Sinclair. Once again, here is another updated, this is a draft for next week, 3 days time. Licensed psychiatrist. So let's read a little excerpt here. More frighteningly, as we, their therapists, start to gradually turn ourselves into covert narcissists just to cope with their behavior and other dysfunctional, stupid and bizarre, but given the inevitability, I have no regrets. Can't change our narcissistic parents, I've been told, into normal, functional human beings, a grandiose ND peak married to a covert. However, blah blah blah. And so that's my sort of little excerpt of what I want to send. Kind of a because it's a relatable experience to my HR manager. Regardless, the main message of that email is to say that I will be returning probably. I've sorted out that I want to help the owners of my employment company expand further into the western side of the country with their new warehouse. So, okay, over to health. This one has to do with biliary obstruction and pancreatic duct obstruction because I'm feeling pain on my upper right or upper left abdomen, sorry. And so I searched it up. Turns out that most likely this is not it. That's okay. That's good. I don't want to die from pancreatic dysfunction. That's very severe. Here are, of course, like I said, all these grocery items, and here's a mass collage. It's ridiculous. You can see all these health items. I mean, not health items, junk food. There's also something I purchased from Taco Bell today, and so we're gonna cover that since apparently I didn't cover that collage as well. There's a receipt with it, you can see, and this is all from Dollarama and Walmart. So get rid of that. Let's start off with the tacos. So we see this is a two item purchase. I have 3.5 minutes left. Kind of speed it up. Nachos with this is chips and cheese. So chips and chili cheese. There's like a tortilla chip here. See that inside. We also have the mild spicy dip packet, and that was the other item. Came with the other item, which is a crunchy beef taco. So both of them really cheap, about $2 each. Total probably about $4.50 after tax. So you can see the cheese, the lettuce, beef taco, crunchy beef taco, as well as the chips and cheese, so to speak. So quick deals, small deals. Didn't want to eat too much anyways. And here's the bag with everything inside of the napkin on the table, and the table next to the garbage bin, hidden behind those green tree plants on the side, which were not very effective. Now over to Walmart. We made a purchase, probably about $27, I believe. Scouting out here, noticing Cheez-Its are not on sale, thank goodness. Horrible for my kidneys. Same thing here with the packets of Indian snack foods, Haldiram's, but I managed to purchase two anyways, at least, as well as samosas, even though those were not on sale. Okay. Swallowing once again. Nut seed clusters, keto-friendly snack, Joe's Tasty Travels brand. Never tried this before, but you can see I was very interested to find out that despite it being a snack, it has only 3 grams of sugar and 6 grams of fiber, and not too much. It's not overly exorbitant on the fat either, despite it being a snack food item. Very surprised. Over here, Meti Roti, never tried this before. You can see it has a lot of sodium. It does seem to be something you have to refrigerate after opening, but I want to try. It looks like the fenugreek style and has some chili in it as well for the ingredients. So we have these drinks here, black raspberry, mixed berry, so on and so forth. Wanted to showcase that because I don't go to this Walmart in a while. I don't get these particular flavors. We have also a minute and a half left remaining. Plantain chips right here. Comparing them, the spicy Caribbean versus the regular. Ironically, the spicy Caribbean, which you would think has more sodium, has less and has more potassium, and in fact less fat by a significant margin. So it's like crazy. Dollarama, I'm obviously going to buy the Caribbean one instead than the spicy. These gloves made from latex, go out, scan them, go out, scan the tag. Very interesting. Probably use it for rollerblading. And then scouting out this Chinese bakery on the side here for these buns, and they're all very expensive given the mall I'm at is very lavish. Moving out to the side here, we have these snack peas. I haven't eaten them in a while. Just astonishing how much potassium, how healthy they are, fiber wise, low on fat. And then here's the mouse that I wanted to showcase because I have to scan this, open the package, throw away the package, scan it, and toss it into the laptop. We have 15 seconds remaining. And onto the tabletop, here's the 3 receipts. Got a document on the Excel on the laptop, and then stash receipts over here in region 85. Toss once again all this garbage away, which I have to do tomorrow's live stream. And well, the irony of it all. Well, all right.